All right, can y'all hear me? If anybody out there can hear me, give a thumbs up. Yes, that's what I want to see. Well, good evening and welcome to Sacramento Roller Derby's Big Day of Giving special event. We're going to be getting started here soon. My name is Calamity Wren, and you're going to get sick of my voice. Hmm? Oh, I can't do that. I'm not allowed. Are my benches ready to be introduced? Yeah? Hey, Floodwater, are you ready to be introduced? All right, folks. I'm going to introduce our lineups to you now. We're going to start with our visiting team, Floodwater Roller Derby. Number 10, Danger Knoxville. Number 123, Big Bird. Number 1610, Malabru's Barbie. Number 22, Passion Swivel Hips. Number 25, BAM. Number 30, Tiger Bomb. Number 310, Honey Bomb. Number 33, Bad Astral. Number 3724, Coyote Tango. Number 4, Ivona Bumpalot. Number 44, Amp Flow. Number 5, Hardcore. And number 89, Nitrous. Make some noise for Floodwater Roller Derby. And now, introducing our home team heroes, Sacramento Roller Derby's Brewin' Trouble. Number 101, Billy the Squid. Number 1012, Cocoa Tufts. Number 104, Rock Piper Scissors. Number 22, Ada Shoveless. Number 239, Copper Boom. Number 315, Freckles. Number 345, Anaconda Squeeze. Number 42, Shanita Crutch. Number 420, Rolling Stoner. Number 57, Scout for Blood. Number 649, Pain Generator. Number 666, Mantra Hellhound. Number 752, Slamya. Number 7808, Jessamine Kilowatts. Number 815, Siggy Skulldust. Number 921, Oh Honey No. And number 96, I Am Godzilla. Make some noise for Brewin' Trouble. Hate when that happens. Also want to give a shout out to our officials, but I think they're actually in the official room. I'm going to give them a shout out anyway. Our non-skating officials, Cyber Demon, Needle Fever, A Good Girl, Delta Call, Reign of Terror, Terra, Jet or Tank, Greyhound, Lady Pain, and Bryophyte. We also have on skates tonight, Don Scorleone, I'm So Rosie, Bio Bombshell, Rhodes Warrior, Bambi, and Fibonacci. Also want to give a shout out to our medics who are here tonight. Medics, we appreciate and love you. And we want you to sit and enjoy the game. Hi, Mel.
I want to zoom in on the medics. I said I want to zoom in on the medics and say hi.
Sacramento has been and is the home of the Nicenan people and has served and serves as a gathering place for many other local tribes, including, but not limited to, the Southern Maidu, Valley and Plains Miwok, and the Patwin Wintun. We skate on the traditional, ancestral, and occupied homelands of Sacramento's indigenous people. All right, we are off and rolling, actually. No idea who the jammers are. Floodwater getting out first gets the first lead jam of the day. Slamya jamming for Sacramento. Hardcore jamming for Floodwater. Oh, that's hardcore. It's been a long time since I've seen Hardcore. Both jammers getting through the pack. Hardcore getting knocked back to the inside. Though Hardcore does have lead, it looks like Slamia got through first, putting 7 points on the board. Hardcore putting 7 points on the board for Floodwater. Sacramento putting up 4 points in that first jam. Now on the line, it is Ella versus, is that Coyote? Coyote Tango.
Zoom in. Go look at the
I always need to remember to watch this corner because I can't see it. Both jammers fully engaged with the pack. However, Coyote Tango attempting to use that inside, those toe stops on the inside lane to get out, gets knocked to the inside and recycled back. Up at the front of the pack, Ella is pushing against Nitrous, and I believe that is Danger Knoxville. Coyote Tango gets out of the pack first. However, Ella is right on Coyote's tail. That pack slowing down and waiting for the jammers to catch up at turn 2. I really need a tall chair. This is why I have the tall chair. Ella gets out, puts 4 points on the board. It looks like somebody's going to that ACS penalty box. Oh, it's Freckles. And I believe that was for a cut. Another 4 points on the board for Floodwater. 4 points on the board so far for Sacramento. We've got a multiplayer being called on Nitrous. Headed over now to that ACS penalty box. And 4 more points on the board for Coyote Tango. Ella now back engaged in the pack, trying to get some more points up there on the board for Sacramento. Puts 4 more on the board. 8 points each so far in this jam. It's still a 3-point game. Coyote Tango re-engaged in that pack, but finding all of the blockers in the way. That was a very emphatic call it. Yeah. I heard that from the audience through my headphones. 11 points on the board for Floodwater, 8 points on the board for Sacramento. 12-18 the score now as we head into Jam 3. Looks like Slamia is going to head back out there for Sacramento, and Hardcore back on the line for Floodwater. Hardcore looks really young, but Hardcore has been skating since very, very small. Yeah, incredibly agile jammer. Hardcore out of the pack first, sliding past Mantra Hellhand in the apex between turns 1 and 2. Slamia has to get past, it was Passion Swivel Hips holding on to Slamia there. Big Bird headed to that ACS penalty box. I did not see the call. That pack moving really fast today, making those jammers work hard. Slamia getting knocked down to the inside. That was Nitrous, I believe, that took Slamia down. Hardcore tries for an apex jump there on turn 1. Doesn't quite land it and calls it off. Hardcore puts up 4 points. Nope, 8 points for Floodwater. Slamia puts up 4 points for Sacramento. Siggy Skulldust on the line for Sacramento, and Coyote back out there for Floodwater. Siggy getting the first lead for Sacramento of the night. Coyote Tango still in the pack. Looks like there is a star stash happening. Not sure if that'll become a pass or not. That pack just swirling around. Quickly resetting and holding on to Coyote Tango. And Siggy through the pack puts 4 points on the board for Sacramento. Oh. Coco and Crutch out there holding on to Coyote Tango pretty much this entire lap.
Half pass for Honey.
Star pass on Floodwater, going to Honey.
Stick it in here. Oh, wow. I got hit to the outside, but there was a multiple.
Looks like there was a multiplayer called right at the end of that jam. I don't know if it was against Sacramento or Floodwater. I just saw the sign. 12 points on the board for Sacramento in that last jam. 3 points on the board for Floodwater. It is a 1-point game now. I'm still not sure who's in the box over there, but Hardcore out of the pack very quickly takes that lead status for Floodwater. Meanwhile, Conda is still in the pack. Oh, just comes out of the pack on that initial pass. Hardcore back in the pack looking to get those points. Hardcore calls it off. I believe 3 points on the board for Hardcore in that last jam. 32-28 now as we head into jam 6. Ella back out there with Coyote Tango.
So hard to do with the fast.
That was a very quick last jam because that penalty that was called at the very end of the jam previous just now coming to its conclusion. Ella gets lead status for Sacramento. Tango's got that. Coyote's got that. Oh, it looks like it is going to be a power jam for Sacramento. Ella is going to be the only jammer on the pack as Coyote Tango gets a cut and heads to that ACS penalty box. 32-32 now. It is a tie game. Ella back in the pack trying to get past Nitrous and Danger Knoxville. Ella slides past, puts those 4 points on the board, takes the lead for Sacramento, and calls it off. That was a really exciting jam. All right, we got Slamia back out there for Sacramento. And Slamia's going to have a power start as Coyote Tango is sitting in that ACS penalty box at the start of this jam. Looks like 1, 2, 3. Are we missing? So much movement out there on the track. Coyote Tango still in that ACS penalty box, giving Slamia the opportunity to take advantage of the power jam and get lead status once again for Sacramento. This power jam was what Sacramento needed right now. Oh, and now we're going to play swapping power jams because Slamia headed to that ACS penalty box for a forearm, leaving Coyote Tango the only jammer on the track. Now Coyote coming back from the penalty box still has to get through the pack on an initial pass. Bam knocking Mantra Hellhound out of the way. I think Mantra went for a direction to the ACS penalty box. Somebody can confirm that for me at some point, maybe, hopefully. Oh, and we're gonna do a jammer swap. Once again, the power jam has changed hands. Coyote Tango headed back to that ACS penalty box right as Slamia gets out. So Coyote will set for that full 30 seconds while Slamia has advantage out on the track. This is a full 2-minute jam though, because when Slamia went to the penalty box, that lead status went away. Sacramento, I believe, now has a full pack out on the track. That gives them the advantage with the power jam. Oh, somebody got a forearm. I don't see who it was. I can't see anything sitting down. I'm gonna stand up. I'm too short. At the end of that jam, 12 unanswered points for Sacramento Roller Derby, letting Sacramento extend that lead to 48-32. Today is a very special Sacramento Roller Derby Big Day of Giving free event. We appreciate you being here to learn about what Sacramento Roller Derby looks like. This Big Day of Giving, we're raising funds to build our scholarship program, which allows more adults and junior athletes to participate as skaters or as volunteers, officials, regardless of financial barriers. Siggy Skulldust, jamming for Sacramento, gets out of the pack first and takes that lead status for Sacramento once again. And we've got Hardcore jamming for Floodwater, both jammers racing. That pack slowly speeding up a little bit. Hardcore gets out of the pack ahead of Siggy. So 4 and 4 on the board. Siggy gets those 4 points and calls it off before Hardcore can get back into the pack. 52-36 as we head into Jam 9. Hey, my count's correct. Conda back out there for Sacramento. Looks like Coyote's gonna step to the line for the 5th time so far today. Conda hopping past Bam at the back of the pack. Conda almost gets out. Looks like it is going to be a power jam for Anaconda Squeeze because Coyote Tango's getting sent to the penalty box for another cut there. Not to be left alone. Passion Swivel Hips headed to that ACS penalty box as well. Sacramento now on the track with a full pack. Only, do I only see 2 blockers out there? I do. Only Big Bird and Vonna out there for Floodwater. Sacramento's blockers just swallowing those 2 Floodwater blockers, letting Anaconda Squeeze slide through, squeeze through. Sorry, I'm so sorry. And get 8 points so far on the board. They're gonna do that same move again, opening up that inside lane for Anaconda Squeeze. And Conda gets through, putting 12 unanswered points on the board so far. Anaconda Squeeze calls it off right as Coyote Tango gets out of that penalty box, which will give Floodwater the opportunity to swap out jammers. Conda's been in there for a couple of jams now because of penalties, unfortunately. 12 more unanswered points. Put Sacramento at 64. Floodwater held at 36, and we're almost halfway through this first half. And Floodwater calling for a timeout. Here are some examples of what a sponsorship gift will support today in the Big Day of Giving. $10 pays for 2 hours of instruction in the training program for an adult or a skater. $30 is registration for 1 skater in a tournament with their team, adult or junior skater. $40 is a month of membership for dues for junior skater. $45 is a uniform jersey for a new skater or adult skater. Okay, I'm gonna stop that because my brain shut down for a second there. Sorry about that. Well, sometimes the ADHD brain does weird things.
Just as an example, what is the team have?
I have a really bad joke for you. Are you guys ready for a bad joke? What do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire? frostbite. I told you it was bad. All right, we're ready to get back at it. Oh, look at Hardcore and Ella. Love, all the love until that. Ella-core? Oh, Ella-core. Yeah, no, that's good. That was good. Or Heartzilla. Heartzilla. It would be Zella. Danger recycling Ella all the way back to turn 4 there. Hardcore gets out. Not lead. Hardcore is not lead despite getting out of the pack first. Ella is lead. Hardcore's back in there looking to put some points up. It is a busy penalty box over there. Oh, honey, no, and Freckles for sure over there. Hardcore puts 4 on the board for Floodwater. Ella is back engaged in that pack, looking to put 4 points up herself before calling it off. Woo! Hardcore hits the back of that pack and finds, who is that? Crutch and, I think that was Coco.
Yeah.
8 points on the board for Floodwater, 4 points on the board for Sacramento, 69-44. Oh, that was really hard not to be a 12-year-old boy. Oh, this is something I haven't seen in a while. In the white helmet cover today for Floodwater, Passion Swivel Hips puts on the star. And we've got Slamia out there with Pash. Passion makes very quick work of that pack using those toe stops on the outside lane. You can see why they call her Swivel Hips. And Pash is out of the pack. Slamia right behind Pash. All the skaters back out there. Indeed, it is a full pack on the track. Passion trying to use those swivel hips to get around, but man, Sacramento's blockers are absolutely, hold on to her. Not for long, not for long. As soon as I said something, she slid through that pack. Slam out of the pack now as well. Four points on the board for each team. Tiger headed to that ACS penalty box right at the end of the jam. So the Floodwater will start with 3 blockers on the track instead of 4. Siggy I forgot to take notes the last 3 jams. I don't know nothing anymore. I got excited. I'll try again in the second half. Siggy, Skulldust, and Hardcore out on the track. Siggy getting some love from the crowd there. Hardcore looking to that inside lane. Holy cow. Man, one of the amazing things, Hardcore has been doing this so long. She took a hit and still used that force to flow through the pack. Siggy now out of the pack as well. That pack almost standing still over there in the back straightaway. It's fine.
Half of them lying down and half of them standing.
It's fine.
Second straight.
I believe this is the first time I've seen Big Bird on the line as a jammer today. It's like Big Bird versus Ella is like opposites attract. The littlest jammer versus the tallest jammer. Both jammers now engaged in the pack. Vana trying to stop Ella there. Ella getting an assist from Billy. And Big Bird out of the pack ahead of Ella. That pack starting to speed up as Big Bird is trying to get back to it. Big Bird sliding into the pack sideways. Finds Watts, Coco, and Scout holding on to them for a second. Big Bird calls it off. 4 points on the board. Sacramento now calling for a timeout. Sacramento Roller Derby would like to thank the following sponsors for returning for our 2026 season. Sacramento Copy and Print's incredible printing helps us promote our games, reach our community, and bring our fans together all season long. Derby fans, be sure to visit Sacramento Copy and Print for all of your printing needs. Thank you for supporting local sports and being part of the Sacramento Roller Derby family. When you visit our vendor Tours Quad Shop, you'll receive quality service backed by 18 years experience in skating by the owner, that one ref. They'll take care of all of your skating needs. Empire Comics Vault and Hot Sauce owner Ben Swartz is the longest running supporter of roller derby in Sacramento. His website offers a savings club where you get discounts on novels, merchandise, and access to exclusive members only sales. To sign up, visit empirecomics.com. Hardcore back out on the line for Sacramento. It looks like it is a power start for Hardcore. Ella in that ACS penalty box at the start of this jam. Next whistle will start the jam. And the current score, ooh, it's a palindrome score, 75-57. Sacramento in the lead, Hardcore out of the pack very quickly, using that incredible agility. No. We don't do that on mic. Mostly because it annoys me. Hardcore now through the pack, putting 4 points on the board for Floodwater. This power jam with Hardcore out there by herself is honestly probably Hardcore's bread and butter. Power jam has come to an end. Ella out of that pack on an initial pass very quickly. Anything.
I was also told that like my switching cameras could be bad for someone with seizures, and I'm like, no,
Sacramento Roller Derby would also like to thank all construction services for their work on our beautiful bear house. None of this would be possible without them. We've got Slamya back out there with Coyote Tango. Slamya out of the pack first. Tango tangled up. I don't know why I called her Tango. I never call her Tango. Coyote tangled up out there, looking to get past those Sacramento blockers. They're holding on to her. And we have a star pass on Floodwater to Passion Swivel Hips. Passion racing out of the pack there. Slam sees Passion coming, calls it off, 79-65. That was a great jam, previous jam for Floodwater, bringing them to within 14 points of Sacramento as we head into jam 16 with less than 9 minutes on the half, in the half on the game clock. Blah. Look, it is Thursday night. I am not used to talking this much on Thursday night. Normally it's date night. Siggy Skulldust out there with Hardcore once again. Siggy out of the pack first, takes lead status for Sacramento. Sacramento's blockers turn this around and are really doing a great job of holding on to jammers. Siggy out of the pack, calls it off after putting 4 points on before Hardcore can get back into the pack and put any points on the board for Floodwater. 83-65. Ella back out there with Big Bird. Ella getting tangled up with Coyote Tango, Bam, and Ivana. Finds an opening on the outside, manages to get out before Big Bird. Big Bird tangled up on Watts at the front of the pack there. Nice little toe stop hop to get out past Watts. Both jammers now on scoring laps. Ella stuck in the corner over there, calls it off. Not before Big Bird gets in and puts 1 point on the board. Ella putting 2 points on the board. 2 points? Yep, 2 points on the board for Sacramento. 85-66. Hardcore back up on the line with Anaconda Squeeze. Oh, I just bit my tongue. I bit my tongue. My damn new teeth, I bit my tongue. Hardcore and Anaconda Squeeze, your jammers. Flo out there helping open a lane up on the inside. Both jammers getting out. Looks like Conda gets out just ahead of Hardcore. Woo, calls it off before either jammer puts points up. That was beautiful strategy by Bruin Trouble to keep Hardcore from getting back in there. Coyote Tango jamming for Floodwater. Slamia jamming for Bruin Trouble. Wow, Slamia got in there so quickly. I actually lost track for a second. Coyote Tango headed to the penalty box for a cut. That gives Slamia a power jam. Sacramento going to take advantage of that. Look at Floodwater speeding that pack up a little bit. Sacramento trying to hold back. Slamia slides out. I shouldn't say slides. Slamia literally jumped out of the pack there. Putting 4 more points on the board for Sacramento. Pack standing and not standing, waiting. Oof. The pack now on the apex between turns 1 and 2. We see a multiplayer being called. 4 points on the board in that last pass. 93-66 now. 5 minutes left in the first half.
The Anaconda skating and Big Bird was like this. And I'm like, I hate it.
Siggy Skulldust and Hardcore back out there. You all right, Hardcore? We're only $10? 110. We are $110 away from our big day of giving goal. So if you see someone with an Ask Me button or look around the warehouse, we've got the QR code up everywhere. You can help us hit that big day of giving goal. All right, in that last jam, Ella put up 2 points. No, Sacramento put up 2 points. Godzilla out there now jamming against Coyote Tango. We have an official review being called. Give me just a moment. I'm going to take my headset off and go find out what's happening. All right, so Sacramento, blah, blah, blah. Sacramento was requesting a points adjustment on that last jam, and they were right. The refs had actually already figured that out. So Sacramento actually retains their official review for the rest of this half. Now, back to work. Coyote Tango and Ella, your jammers. Ooh. Oh. Well, that's a pile up if I've ever seen one. There's a... Tango out of the pack first gets lead status for Floodwater. That pack moving through the apex between turns 1 and 2 as Tango comes back towards the pack. I think that's a pivot cover on the track, because I do not see a Sacramento pivot out there right now. Unfortunately, not knowing that the pivot cover was not on her head, Watts tried to take that star pass and got a penalty instead. That pivot cover that's sitting on the track should be on the skater's head. Scout headed to the ACS penalty box. Ella getting recycled all the way back to the back of the pack once again by Bam. Woo! Watts returning to the track as Ella and Billy the Squid return to the ACS penalty box. Sacramento now has a full penalty box. That is not something I want to say for either team. Coyote Tango putting 8 points on the board so far. All right, 11 unanswered points by Floodwater in that last jam brings them up to 77 points to Sacramento's 96. We have less than 2 minutes on the clock. We'll probably get one more jam in. It is going to be a power start for Hardcore. Why doesn't she look happier about that? Hardcore hanging out all by lonesome at the jammer line while everybody else is up at the Sacramento copy and print pivot line. Hardcore gets knocked to the outside, recycle back. That is Crutch and Honey holding on to Hardcore, but only for a second. Hardcore sails through on that inside lane, gets out of the pack, gets lead status for Floodwater. Ella now back in the pack with a beautiful little spin there, gets out of the pack on the initial pass. Hardcore back in on a scoring lap. That pack holding steady at turn 2 as Ella approaches the back of the pack. Hardcore still in the pack, calls it off. Looks like Sacramento put up 2. And we've got I believe Floodwater put up 3. We'll know here in just a moment. Cyber, scoreboard. There you go. 5 seconds left on the game clock in the first half. Sacramento Roller Derby is 100% volunteer operated. Skaters, referees, game officials, coaches, photographers, medics, admin support, even the board of director and the announcer are all volunteers. They didn't put that in there. I have to put that in there for myself. All volunteers. If you're interested in becoming a Sacramento roller derby volunteer, please make sure to visit our website and sign up. We love having volunteers. Sacramento Roller Derby stands for inclusivity, equity, and unwavering support for our trans, non-binary, migrant, disabled, and BIPOC community members. We believe now more than ever that we are truly stronger together.
Oh my God, I finally donated.
Anaconda Squeeze and Big Bird, your jammers, made a little adjustment to the clock. As soon as that whistle blows, that jam, this will be the last jam of the first period. Big Bird looking to go to the outside, getting some assistance from Ant Flow and Bam. However, Anaconda Squeeze sees that they've opened that outside lane up, takes advantage of it, gets out of the pack before the pack hits turn 1, and is your lead jammer. Big Bird out before the pack hits turn 2, though. Both jammers now on scoring laps. Conda loses that lead status, heading to the ACS penalty box. That means this is going to be a full 2-minute jam for the last jam of the first half. Big Bird now has a power jam. That pack spreading out. They have to let Big Bird out of the pack. And that is 4 points for Floodwater. That pack trying to, Sacramento trying to hold that pack steady there at this end of the track. Big Bird uses a little toe hop there on the inside lane at turn 4 and gets another 4 points on the board. Conda returns to the track from the penalty box on a scoring lap. Oh, everybody's flying all over the track. Conda gets out, puts 4 on the board. Big Bird still in the pack, having put 4 more on the board, 8 on the board for this jam. Sacramento hits that century mark, 100 points on the board, make that 104 now, as Conda gets out on a second scoring pass. It's an even jam now, 8 and 8 on the board with 18 seconds left. 104 for Sacramento, 88 for Floodwater. Scout headed to that ACS penalty box. Woo. Bam, keeping herself on the track with those toe stops. Ooh. We are going to take a brief break here for halftime. Current score 108-92, Sacramento in the lead, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hey guys, remember if you are here tonight and you have not made a donation for Big Day of Giving, all you need to do is grab your phone and scan those QR codes that are posted all over the Bear House. Or if you see someone with a badge on that says, "Ask me," go ahead and ask them how you can donate. We are very close to hitting our goal. And wouldn't it be awesome to be part of us hitting that goal? Remember, all of the money that we're raising goes to support our, excuse me, I lost my notes. All of the money that we're raising goes to support our scholarship funds this year. $50, a donation of $50 can purchase a referee jersey for an on-skate volunteer, or a shirt for one of our medics, or a month of membership dues for an adult or junior skater, or a session of athletic conditioning for an adult or junior skater. $100 is a subsidized hotel room and gas so that an adult or junior skater can travel to an away game with their team. Let me tell you guys, I absolutely love being an announcer, and I cherish the time that I get to spend talking about this sport, and particularly about this league. But it is an expensive hobby no matter where you're involved. So every opportunity that we can to provide those scholarships and support, we are so excited to be able to do that. That wasn't awkward at all. Look at how full the VIPs section is tonight. How are my VIPs? Are you guys having fun? Wave your arms. Woo! There you go. Oh, Lordy, that hurt. And how about everybody over here in the bleachers? Are you guys having fun? All right, I know you can do better than that.
My coworker's baby.
Hi, sweetheart. All right, guys, we're back at it. Slamia has gotten out of the pack, has lead status for Sacramento. Bam headed to ACS penalty box for a cut. Slamia through the pack now puts 4 points on the board, taking Sacramento up to 112 points. Big Bird out there jamming for Floodwater. Big Bird trying to get out of the pack. Passion Swivel Hips headed to that ACS penalty box for Forearms. Meanwhile, out there on the track, we have 2 Floodwater blockers left on the track. Vonna and Malibu's Barbie. 12 points on the board, 16 points on the board. That is the biggest jam we have seen today, I believe. Wait, was there a 20-point jam earlier? I don't recall a 20-point jam. However, man, that ACS penalty box is a busy, busy thing today. In that first jam, 20 points by Slamia. $128.92 now. Siggy Skulldust coming to the line with Hardcore. I'm gonna try to do some stat tracking here. I got excited and missed a whole bunch in the last half. Ah! Holy cow. Hardcore out of the pack, gets lead status for Floodwater. Siggy now out of the pack as well. That pack hauling on the track. Woo, that was a fast pack. Not fast enough to stop Hardcore from putting 4 points on the board for Floodwater. Not fast enough to stop Siggy Oh, Siggy gets a cut and heads to the penalty box. Oh, that was an amazing apex jump by Hardcore to put another 4 points on the board and take Floodwater up to that century mark. I would love to have heard the conversation in the locker room. So all of the money that we raise goes to help keep this going. Sacramento's Bear House is the only facility that I have ever been in that has actual locker rooms and incredible practice facilities and game facilities for our league. Hardcore on that fourth scoring pass puts 16 points on the board. Siggy comes back from the penalty box, immediately puts 4 points on the board for Sacramento. Hardcore gets knocked to the inside and calls it. No more points on the board. 4 points for Sacramento, 16 for Floodwater, 108 to 132. Sacramento holding on to that lead. Anaconda Squeeze and Coyote Tango coming to the line. That whistle starts the jam. Looks like there was a little pause there before the jammers engaged with the blockers. Coyote Tango up at the front. Honey and Scout and I don't know who that other person was. Oh, Coco. Holding on to Coyote for just a moment. There's some energy out there in the crowd. Oh no, Bam is headed back to the ACS penalty box. We have a star pass to Coco Tufts. Tango puts 4 points on the board and calls it off. I also want to give a shout out to Red, who is doing our track maintenance. We appreciate that. Track maintenance is very important because if that rope that's under the tape gets loose, it's incredibly dangerous. So thanks, Red. I got this. Slamya and Hardcore back out on the line. This is the second time these two jammers have been out there in this second half, which is impressive because we're only on jam 4. Hardcore racing around the outside lane, gets out of the pack just ahead of Slamya. Nitrous has to let Slam go. The announcer's sitting in a tall chair now, so I can see. I learned my lesson after the first half. That other chair may be more comfortable, but this is more practical.
However,
4 points on the board for Floodwater in that last jam. 2 points on the board for Sacramento. Floodwater slowly creeping up there. Getting just a few more points each jam will allow them to close that gap. Ella and Coyote back out there. Coyote found that inside lane wide open and slid through. Ella with the star stash gets out as well. Both jammers now engaging the pack on a scoring pass. Coyote Tango calls it off after putting 4 points on the board. Ella manages to get 2 points up. I feel like that was a repeat of what we saw last time. 16 points now separate these two killer teams. See what I did there? We got Floodwater, they have the Sharks, and Sacramento are the Bruins, so they go roar. I don't know what I'm talking about. Siggy and Hardcore back out there. Bunch of savages out there, a bunch of beasts on the track. That's what they are. Siggy gets lead status for Sacramento. And calls it off, preventing Hardcore from getting in there and racking up any more points for Floodwater. Now we have, Tiger putting on the star for the first time this game with Conda.
Talking about how good reason that mask is insane. That's stamina for real.
I've seen a lot of skaters do it. I can't even walk with the mask on. Oh, bam, knocking Conda down. And bam, verifying that that penalty was hers. In the meantime, Conda gets out of the pack first, takes lead status for Sacramento. Tiger still tangled up out there. Yep, there she is. Tiger still tangled up on the track with a very strong wall there. Oh, that was sneaky. That was a sneaky star pass to Passion Swivel Hips. Passion takes that star, gets out of the pack on an initial pass. Conda puts 4 on the board and calls it off. Nope, make that 6 on the board. Sacramento 142, Floodwater 120. We've got just over 21 minutes left in this game. That is only a 22-point difference. We've seen 16-point jams. We've seen 20-point jams. At this point, Floodwater could easily come back from that 22-point deficit. Hardcore finds, almost finds an opening in the inside lane. Gets knocked inside just as Slamia finds that outside lane and gets out of the pack, taking lead status once more for Sacramento. Hardcore tangling it up with Watts at the back of the pack. Watts, as Slamia goes through and puts another 4 points on the board. Honey, not oh honey no, Honey Bomb reports to the ACS penalty box. That's very confusing. And Slamia puts another 4 points on the board for Sacramento for a total of 8 points, 151-20. What?
So there's a honey no in this one. All the honeys. All the
We All right. Passion Swivel Hips donning the star for Floodwater. Siggy Skull Dust out there in the star for Sacramento's Brewin' Trouble. Siggy finds that outside lane completely open and gets out of the pack. Passion finding those up. We got a direction being called on Malibu's Barbie. Siggy back through that pack, putting 4 points on the board for Sacramento. That was very quick work. Passion still in the pack on an initial pass. Looks like, oh, that is why. There were 3 blockers, 3 of Floodwater's blockers in the ACS penalty box for a minute there. Oof. 162 120. Sacramento putting up 12. Siggy putting up 12 points for Sacramento in that last jam. Hardcore and Ella now coming to the line. We're in jam 10 of the second half. Hardcore, holy moly, that wasn't even a big open inside lane, but Hardcore took advantage of that tiny opening, got out of the pack first. It is a power jam now as Ella heads to that ACS penalty box. This is the chance for Hardcore to eat up that track and really get some points on the board. Hardcore, I found out during the halftime by talking to Hardcore's mom, Dolly, who is a lovely woman and a very good friend, that Hardcore has been skating since she was 11 years old and will be turning 21 this year. So this is 10 years as a jammer. This is why I tell you junior roller derby is so important, because these kids come in to, oh, we got a cut on that apex jump. But what I was saying is these kids come in, they age out of juniors and come into the adult leagues with 5, 6, 7, 8 years of training already under their belt. Ella through the pack now on the initial pass puts 3 points on the board. There was a no pass on a down skater there in that last one, so she didn't get a point for that one. That pack slow and steady there at turn 4. Goodness gracious, that looked scary. Hardcore gets out, puts another 4 points on the board for Floodwater very quickly. Ella now out of the pack puts another 4 points on the board for Sacramento. 12 points to 7 points in this jam. It is a full 2-minute jam because Hardcore lost that lead status when reporting to the penalty box. Hardcore puts up 16 points. The pack just kind of letting the jammers do the work as that. That was a beautiful apex jump. Unfortunately, it did come after the whistle, so there were no points issued for that. Yeah. We've got an official timeout being called. Current score is 173-136 with just over 16 minutes left in the half. All right, Honeybomb out there jamming for Floodwater. Slamya jamming for Sacramento. Slamya out of the pack. Passion headed to that ACS penalty box as the pivot for Floodwater. That means there will be no star pass until Passion returns to the pack. Slamya through the pack puts 4 points on the board. Sacramento putting up 16 points in that last jam, unanswered by Floodwater. Sacramento inching closer to that second century mark. Or as Johnny Pepper says, the second bucket. I don't know what that means. But I've been told that's what Johnny Pepper says. Johnny Peppers is a big announcer in the South, I believe. Siggy Skulldust and Hardcore, your jammers. Oh, that was beautiful blocking by Watts. Slowly forcing Hardcore out to the outside while Siggy gets out and gets that lead status. Hardcore out of the pack now. Siggy slides through and puts 4 points on the board and calls it off, holding Hardcore at 0 points. Sacramento putting up 4 points, 193-136. Anaconda Squeeze and Tiger Bomb coming to the line. This is Tiger's second jam of the day. Of the evening, of the night. Those blockers spreading out and causing a no pack call right as the whistle blows. That gives the jammers the opportunity to get through a little bit easier. Conda out of the pack now takes the lead status for Sacramento. That ACS penalty box clears out, and I do believe, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna regret it, but I'm gonna say it, we have a full pack out on the track. And that was Conda calling it off. Hey, no penalties in that jam. 1 point on the board for each team in that last jam. We've got just under 13 minutes left, and we just finished jam 13. Sacramento calling for a timeout in the nick of time. If you're looking, oh wait, I know what I haven't talked about. Are you interested in becoming a skater? Check out Sacramento Roller Derby's 101 and 201 program. The next one starts on June 1st. The 101 program takes place once a week on Mondays from 6 to 8. Doors open 30 minutes prior. The 201 program takes place once a week on Mondays as well, but from 8 to 10. It happens right here in our Bear House. The cost is $76 for a 6-week course payable via PayPal. Email recleague@sacramentorollerderby.com. Please be advised these classes are closed to the public. No spectators are allowed. Please do not bring guests who are not enrolled in the program.
Nice.
Siggy and Hardcore back out there. Hardcore looking to that inside lane. An entire wall of blue skaters getting in Hardcore's way. Unfortunately, that does open the outside lane, and Hardcore is incredibly good at making that quick transition to the outside, gets out of the pack just ahead of Siggy and calls it off very quickly. 2 points on the board for Sacramento, unanswered by Floodwater. Heading out to block for Floodwater, we've got Big Bird, Antflo, Tyga, and Vanna. We have Scout, Billy the Squid, Freckles, and Crutch out there blocking for Sacramento. Honey joining that lineup. I'm sorry, Big Bird is the jammer with Ella. And Honey Bomb out there blocking for Floodwater. Ella out of the pack first. Big Bird still looking for an opening there. Watch these hands. Tyga headed to that ACS penalty box. Flo swinging around, trying to hold on to Ella on a scoring pass. Ella gets out of the pack, puts 4 on the board for Sacramento, taking them to that second century mark. Big Bird now out on the initial pass. That pack collapsing over there on the back straightaway as Ella gets through, puts another 4 points on the board and calls it. Yeah, it looks like Crutch is going to start the next jam in the ACS penalty box. My guess would be a back block called. Hardcore ready to jam again. That is Slamia out there with Hardcore. Slam going to that outside lane, finding Nitrous and Coyote in the way. Hardcore gets out first. Both jammers now out of the pack. Slamia right behind Hardcore. That pack sped up fast. That pack flying around the apex between turns 2 and 3, trying to hold on to Hardcore. Watts throwing a hip check there, causing forcing a cut to Hardcore, meaning this will be a full 2-minute jam, and it is a power jam for Slamia. Oh! Tyga headed to that ACS penalty box for a cut as Slamia puts another 4 points on the board for Sacramento. Total of 8 points on the board so far. Oof. Sacramento blockers holding on to Malibu's Barbie. Isn't that what we call getting a goat? Or is that eat the baby? No, eat the baby's when you go forward. I always mix those two up. Oh, honey, no, and Watts teaming up to try to hold on to Hardcore as Hardcore returns to the track with 40 seconds left on the clock. 4 points on the board for Hardcore, 16 points on the board so far for Slamia. Ooh, Slamia getting knocked to the ground there by Nitrous, and that was Malibu's Barbie taking a little vengeance there for that get the goat earlier. Hardcore through the pack again now, 12 points on the board. Looks like there is a star pass on Sacramento. Watts taking that star for Sacramento as the jam comes to its natural conclusion at 2 minutes. 18 points on the board for Sacramento, 15 points on the board for Floodwater. 2:22 to 1:52 with just over 8 minutes left on the clock. A little booty bump there between the jammers. Yes, I saw you, Big Bird. Yeah, it's tall jammer versus tall jammer. Siggy out there for Sacramento. I really like Big Bird's skirt.
Me too. It's adorable.
Yes, it is absolutely. Woo! Oh, that was beautiful toe stop work by Big Bird, getting out of the pack first, getting that lead status. Meanwhile, Passion and who else was that? I think it was Honey. I'm not sure. Honey Bomb, not, oh, Honey, no. tangling it up for Siggy there. Siggy stashing that star. Man, passion just all over the track there. Siggy now out of the pack on an initial pass. Big Bird gets through on a scoring pass. 4 points on the board for Floodwater. Siggy, you know, Siggy always looks like so calm and relaxed going around the track. But I know, I know. Fun fact about Big Bird is actually part of an entire Derby family. Big Bird's sibling, someone, also skates for Floodwater. Someone is absolutely a wonderful human being and a good friend, but always messes with me when I'm announcing because I have to say someone on the track. No, I mean it's someone, not someone. Coyote Tango and Anaconda Squeeze, your jammers. Anaconda Squeeze is out of the pack first, but it looks like there may be an equipment issue. I would be calling that off. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like there was a skate issue. I'm thinking maybe a wheel. Oh my goodness, I love that. Sometimes you have to go off mic to tell the stories that you can't tell on mic. I am Godzilla jamming for Sacramento. Big Bird back out there for Floodwater. That pack, oh my gosh, those are incredibly strong blockers. Ella manages to find that inside lane. That pack still hasn't crossed the Sacramento copy and print pivot line. Whoop, there they go, they're finally all past it. I have not seen a slow start like that in years. Uh-oh. Oh no, Big Bird is headed to that ACS penalty box for a cut, giving Ella a power jam. 4 points on the board for Sacramento. We've got less than 5 minutes left in this game. Y'all in the audience, I'm gonna need you to make a lot of noise in this last 5 minutes. Because let me tell you, I say this at every game. I don't think people believe me. Roller derby skaters are like Disney pixies. Your cheers gives them energy. Just like when you clap, it saves a pixie's life. When you cheer, it saves a roller derby skater's mental health. It doesn't save any part of them physically because they're still going to knock the heck out of each other. But, you know, it cheers them up when you cheer them on. Angels, well, when a bell rings on a Christmas tree, an angel got its wings. We've got a timeout being called by Sacramento?
Floodwater.
Nope. Sacramento calling a timeout.
Oh yeah. Ali coming in the timeout.
Eh.
I'm joking. I was stoked to see Ali actually sitting there with why am I spacing on their name? Coach for
So we talked about our 101 and 102 programs earlier. Just a reminder about the levels. 101 skaters need to work on their basic skills. Possibly they've attended a 101 event before. 201 starts working. Aw, that was a sweet picture. I've lost the page that talks about 201. Like, I literally have no idea where it went. Ah, there it is. I found it.
with the voice.
Huh?
Needle fever.
Needle Fever is an incredible human being and a wonderful jam timer. Very loud so we can all hear them. Hardcore, verifying that they got out cleanly to avoid another penalty, gets that lead status. Siggy with the star stash gets out now as well. Both jammers now ready to engage on scoring passes. Siggy pretty happy with herself there as she passes the bench. Hardcore, wow, oh Honey no, taking Hardcore to the inside. Unfortunately, Honey went to the inside as well. So Hardcore gets to just get right back down. Y'all, I've been up since 4 this morning. Hardcore gets knocked to the inside, recycled all the way back, while Siggy gets out and puts 4 on the board for Sacramento. 4-4 now, the score. Hardcore putting another 4 up on the board, making that 8-4. Siggy now eyeballing that wall of Floodwater blockers. Hardcore calls it off. Current score is 235-165. Sacramento really spreading that lead, extending that lead in this second half. 35 plus 35, what is it, 70-point difference now? It's a 70-point difference, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I mix up numbers, so that I mathed pretty good there. Passion Swivel Hips wearing the star for Floodwater gets sent to that ACS penalty box. And Slamya now has a power jam. We do not have a lead jammer yet. We have just over 2 minutes left on the game clock. Slamya finally breaking through past Coyote Tango, I believe it is, and Big Bird gets that lead status for Sacramento as Honeybomb heads to the ACS penalty box. And the pack's going to kind of slow it down a little bit there, waiting for Slamya to come back around. Slam has put up 4 points so far with a nice sweep from the outside. Freckles and Squid help Slam get through. Big Bird tries to stop Slam. Slam manages to dodge around beautifully. That pack holding on there and waiting for Slam. Big Bird sees Slam going to the outside, runs around the inside, slows Slam down for just a moment. 12 points so far on the board for Sacramento. Make that 16 with a beautiful, like, twist, jump, twirl out of the pack. Slam still in a power jam. I think this power jam is going to go the whole time because I believe that was Pasha's 7th. Everybody okay out there? Because that was a little pile up right here on turn 4 at the end of that. "17 seconds left on the game clock. Yep.
Yep.
And that is the end of the game. Your unofficial score now, Floodwater Roller Derby 165, Sacramento Bruin Trouble 257.